hanging out down the street, the same old thing we did last week. I've got 8 questions for you on the hit Fox show, That 70s Show, as picked by Patreon subscriber Mo Martinez. This is Trivia with Buds. What it be? And welcome to another episode of the Trivia with Buds podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Buds. Thanks for checking out my daily pop culture show. If you're brand new, there's over 300 other episodes you could check out, and all you have to do is click subscribe on your device, and you'll get a new episode sent to your phone or iPad or MacBook or flip phone or carrier pigeon every single day. There's tons of different topics, and they're all titled by what they're about. So if you want to go back and see some other topics we've done, just kind of scroll through the feed. We've done some recently on girl groups and time travel and December history and all kinds of cool stuff. So there's a little something for everybody on this show. It is my busiest time of year. It is a ton of holiday parties, Christmas parties, Hanukkah parties, all kinds of things going on in the Los Angeles area. And people keep hiring me left and right, which I'm super grateful for. I just did a Lakers ugly sweater party at their performance center yesterday, the UCLA Performance Center over in El Segundo. It was pretty awesome. I got to eliminate the GM, Rob Pelinka, from a game. So that was kind of cool. I'm not a huge sports guy, but I even know who he is. And he was there and he was playing, and we were doing this game where I line up everybody and you have to name a movie by the letter of the alphabet that we're on. And I believe he couldn't think of one that started with the letter Q, which was is always a tough one for people. Some random ones that always work are Queen of the Damned, The Queen, The Quick and the Dead, Quest for Camelot. That's one people say sometimes. So there are a few Q ones, but it is tough. But yeah, GM Rob Pelinka played some trivia with me just the other day, and a ton of fun over at the Lakers Performance Center. And shout out to my friend Allison, who plays trivia with me at Brewport Tap House in El Segundo, right down the street. And she recommended me for that party. They wanted to have a trivia host, and she said, I know this guy, and he'd be really good. So thank you so much, Allison, if you listen to the show. Speaking of shows, I was watching a show last night called Superstore, and I've talked about this before. I am a huge fan of this show. It's one of those shows that I watched the pilot of, and I'm like, oh, this will never last. And then randomly just started watching a few on Hulu about a year ago, and now I'm all caught up on the show. It's a great show. It's like one of those sleeper shows that has been on for, I think, 4 or 5 seasons now, 4 seasons, and people like forget it's on or they don't talk about it. It's one of those shows people don't talk about, but I just want you to watch it if you have Hulu. Superstore, super funny. One of my favorite characters on the show is Dina, played by Lauren Ash, and just hilarious, super funny. Check that show out, Superstore. And if you live in Burbank, California, you could drive right by the Cloud9, which is supposed to be like a Walmart. The front of the building is just right off of Barham there, and it's kind of cool to see when you drive by. Tomorrow, I've got 4 events. One of them is in Burbank at Marvel Studios, so that'll be really cool. And I have 4 total events I have to host, which is the most I think I've done in one day, especially to this scale. So it's 3 big parties with big companies, and then I have to close the night out hosting bingo at a dive bar by me called Highbrow at 10:30 to 12:30. So I'm going to be drained, and I will be full of Red Bull for that last show especially, but it is my busiest time of year. And again, that's thanks to listeners of this show helping me build this brand, helping me build the business. So I sincerely appreciate you guys telling people about the podcast and my live events and my ability to run your holiday party. So thank you so much for doing that. With all those fun announcements and things out of the way, we've got 8 quick questions today on That 70s Show coming from Mo Martinez. He said, hey, I'm a new patron. I would love to hear some That 70s Show trivia. I'm excited to see what you come up with. So here is what I came up with. Got 8 quick questions on the show coming at you right now. Here we go. All right, here are the 8 questions for the That 70s Show quiz for today. Question number 1, on Season 2, Episode 1 of That 70s Show, the Foremans have a garage sale. What does Hyde attempt to make and sell at the sale? Question number 1, on Season 2, Episode 1, the Foremans have a garage sale. What does Hyde attempt to make and sell at the sale? Question number 2. On Season 4, Episode 14, Eric's hot cousin comes to visit. Her name starts with the letter P. What is her name? Number 2. On Season 4, Episode 14, Eric's hot cousin comes to visit. Her name starts with the letter P. What is that name? Question number 3 for That 70s Show. On season 1, episode 20, the crew goes to see what movie that blows them away. They can't stop talking about it. Number 3, on season 1, episode 20, the crew goes to see what movie that blows them away. Question number 4, which character on the show has had the nickname Crap Shoes, Jughead, and the King? 3 different nicknames. Which character on the show has had nicknames like Crap Shoes, Jughead, and the King? That's number 4. Halfway through this That 70s Show quiz. Question number 5. On season 4, episode 22, Kitty and Red go out of town and Eric takes out their car. What kind of car is it? Just looking for kind of like the general type of car that it is. Number 5, on season 4, episode 22, Kitty and Red go out of town and Eric takes out their car. What kind of car is it? Question number 6, when the gang goes to a disco, who teaches Hyde how to dance? Number 6, when the gang goes to a disco, who teaches Hyde how to dance? Number 7, on the first season, Eric's parents give him money to go get a Christmas tree, and he can keep the change to throw a party. How much money do they give him in total? Number 7, on the first season, Eric's parents give him money to go buy a Christmas tree, and he can keep the change to throw a party. How much money do they give him in total? And number 8, on season 4, who fantasizes about being in a bunch of musical numbers for an entire musical episode when getting ready for a school concert? Which character fantasizes on season 4 about being in a bunch of musical numbers with his friends and family and things? And it lasts the entire episode. It's the musical episode of the show. He's getting ready for a school concert. Which character is that? All right, those are your questions for That 70s Show trivia. 8 in total. Let's see how many of those you got right out of 8 in just a second when we go over the answers. All right, here are the answers to That 70s Show trivia. Number 1 on your list on Season 2, Episode 1, the Foremans have a garage sale. What does Hyde attempt to make and sell at the sale? Pot brownies, or as he calls them, his special brownies. Pot brownies or special brownies, number 1. Number 2, on Season 4, Episode 14, Eric's hot cousin comes to visit. Her name starts with the letter P, and the name is Penny. Penny, like you got in your pocket or you pick one up for good luck. Penny. Number 3, on Season 1, Episode 20, the crew goes to see what movie that blows them away? Star Wars: A New Hope. That is the first Star Wars movie that was in theaters, and that's the one that they get obsessed with, much like other people did in the 70s, including my father-in-law, who is an office just full of Star Wars stuff because he saw that movie in theaters so many times. Number 4, which character on the show has had the nickname Crap Shoes, Jughead, and the King? That, of course, is Kelso, played by Ashton Kutcher. Kelso, also known as Crap Shoes. Number 5, on Season 4, Episode 22, Kitty and Red go out of town and Eric takes out their car. What kind of car is it? It's a Corvette. A Corvette, according to the quiz question that I found online. Number 6, when the gang goes to a disco, who teaches Hyde how to dance? That is Eric's mom, Kitty. She teaches Hyde how to dance, and then they go to a disco. Number 7, on the first season, Eric's parents give him how much money to get a Christmas tree, and then he can keep the change to throw a party. It is $40, and him and his friends cut down a tree off of the highway, and they keep the whole $40 for the party. And number 8, on Season 4, who fantasizes about being in a bunch of musical numbers for an entire episode when getting ready for a school concert? That is Fez, played by Wilder Valderrama. I always forget how to say his name, but he played Fez on the show, F-E-Z or F-E-S as he was originally initialed. How'd you do? How'd that go for you? I've seen probably at least a season's worth of episodes of That 70s Show, but I've never watched them in order or anything, so I would just be guessing at a lot of these questions. But maybe you, like Mo Martinez, love this show, and maybe you got all 8 questions right. Let me know in a tweet at Ryan Buds. I love hearing your scores and seeing your scorecards, so send me those anytime. And shout out to my friend Melinda Sue, who is playing along on a Facebook Live video while we record this episode. She's been commenting with the answers. She said, I got 2 right. I knew Ashton Kutcher was number 4. Shout out to Melinda Sue in Las Vegas, Nevada. Special thanks to all my patrons this holiday season for helping make 2018 my best year of business life so far. I had tons of growth as a company, and I started the company as an LLC at the beginning of 2018, and I've grown quite a bit over this year thanks to listeners like you telling people about what I do. So thank you, thank you, thank you. 2019 is going to be a huge, huge year, and I got a bunch of new rewards coming, new tiers, new fun stuff that I will mail you for 2019 if you're a Patreon subscriber to this show. So go to patreon.com/trivia with buds and see all the cool stuff you can get coming in just a few weeks for the new year. Be on the lookout for updates and changes to the tiers and the types of things I send you for being awesome. If you joined Patreon recently and got the $3 or more tier, I did not forget about your Sharknado headshots. Those are still coming. I just have to get a batch printed before the end of the year, and I want them to be the high quality 8x10 cardstock print from a certain place in Burbank that I go to for certain things. So I'm going to get more printed, and they will be to you by the end of the year. If you have not sent me your address for a Sharknado headshot, do that at ryanbuds@gmail.com, and I'll get those out to you right away. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thanks for telling a friend about this show, and we'll see you tomorrow for more Trivia with Buds. Cheers.